look,
so that we won't say, oh, it's happening in Chad, it's happening in Niger, it's happening there. Let's focus on Nigeria.
You cannot be interested in Nigeria because Nigeria does not exist in isolation. I watched the Chief of Army Staff conference in Maiduguri. I think that was around October, November, if I'm correct. And I listened to a general recall the fights, how far they have gone. And I'm sure you recollect that when this government came into office, the president went on a visit to the Lake Chad basin countries to go and solicit their cooperation. Because Yoruba say, ti Yoruba tonle ikono, or how do they put it, that, if you have a
wound or a scar or something.
No, if you have lights on your head, your fingernails will never be free of blood because you always be pinching it. So what we are saying in essence that the president on assumption of office realized that look, this war against Boko Haram is not one that we can win internally alone. Because if we drive them out of Nigeria and they use our neighboring countries as a launch pad, as a base, then we will not sleep. That is why the president made that move. And also, you will recollect that when they had this attack on Metele in Borno State, the president again launched another round of consultation and collaboration with these neighboring countries. So we must get it very clear. This is not a battle that we can expect that, it will be the Boko Haram will cease to exist. Because this is an organization that has international partners, international collaborators.
But really, let's talk about if the battle has not been totally won, but they've been decimated. Let's talk about what the government promised when they come into power about the Chibok girls. There were about 300 Chibok girls that were kidnapped by Boko Haram. Of course, they've not kidnapped another set apart from the Dapchi girls right now. But what has the government done in ensuring that all of these girls are back? The Chibok girls are not back fully. The Dapchi girls are still there. And then the age workers are being killed.
Yes.
But what's the government doing? There seems to be a lot of silence coming around and a lot of silence on the part of the government.
Yes, you might call it silence because security matters are not issues you bring to the front burner to discuss, on the table like you discuss how to buy pepper and tomato. You recollect that when the president came in, the president made an assurance, and I want to hold on clearly to that whatever it takes to recover the Chibok girls will be done. You recollect also that under the former administration, there was a time when some of us were calling on the government to go and dialogue, to look at every opportunity to recover the girls. They said, no, we are not dialoguing with Boko Haram, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, a time came, the Chief of Defense Staff, late Commodore or Air Marshal Alex Badi, told us that the Chibok girls have been located. Then we were very happy. Later again, they told us the next news we had was that, the Chibok girls will be released at X time.
That was in the previous administration.
Hold on, it has an history. There's no issue that does not have an history. As I'm sitting down here, I have an history. My history is my great-grandfather, my father, and here I am. So I didn't just exist in a vacuum. I came through a source. So the government then was duped, you recollect, that some people came and collected money and also this president has told us repeatedly that they have been discussing with a lot of people. Boko Haram has become so factionalized that you don't really know who is in charge of those girls. A lot of the fight against Boko Haram has even involved international agencies like the Red Cross. You recollect that the Red Cross was involved in the recovery of the Dapchi girls.
Yes.
And that is why we must continuously engage the government that, look, you made a promise. And don't forget, when we are talking about government, like I used to tell my people, when we are talking about human beings like you and I, they are involved in discussions.
That's right.
Government is not made up of spirits or angels. So when the president has assured the Nigerian people that, look, whatever it takes, and when the president says whatever it takes, it means the president is even prepared to go and beg. He's not adopting a hardline stance because the president realized that these are human beings.
All right, you said it could take him anything, even if it means going to beg.
Yeah.
Why do you think that Leah is still in captivity?
Well, I think that question will be better answered by those who are still holding her. Because the government, like I told you...
No, you just said now that this is a president...
No, it's when you can it is when you are begging for something. If I'm going to beg you for this phone, is it not when I sit with you? Can I be begging you for something that you are not in possession of, or that I'm sure, or that I have the suspicion that you are not in charge of?
So you're trying to say that the president has no idea where they are.
Where the girls are.
He cannot locate them.
I don't know the information with the president, but I can tell you the president, as the commander-in-chief, acts based on information. And this information don't come from the moon. They come from human beings. Whether you are using technology or what have you. So as I'm sitting down here, I don't have that information of what is at the decks of Mr. President.
Would you agree with a section of Nigerians that believe that the president has actually failed for Lias to still be in captivity?
Definitely, if a citizen has been abducted, it's a failure of government. That is a fact, because the responsibility of any government is to ensure the safety of lives and property. But where that government has failed in that aspect, and the government is making efforts, because don't forget, governance or government is about addressing human challenges.
That's right.
Human challenges come every day. Even as you are solving one, another one is coming up.
Yes, let's look at the one that happened, over the weekend. The second attack in 30 days, with over 2,000 taking refuge in the bush. It happened right there in Gujba local government area in Yobe State. Can't we just expunge this idea of saying that Boko Haram has been technically defeated if they still, launch attacks at unarmed Nigerians? 2,000 persons, and we're stepping into the new year. They're in the bush taking refuge.
You are a living witness to the fact that at a point in time, Boko Haram went as far as attacking the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Boko Haram went as far as setting up cells in states like Kogi, and they were even coming to Lagos. And you are also aware of the efforts of the security agencies. So if the security agencies have done that far, are you telling me there's no remarkable difference from when Boko Haram controlled over 17 local governments and they were almost in every part of the country, than now that they have been, they have been pushed to a part of the country, or maybe the border of the country, and the government is trying to rout them? Are you telling me there's no remarkable difference? Are you telling me that the technical defeat does not exist? When last has Boko Haram come to Abuja or come to other states of the Federation?
Let's see what move away from Boko Haram. Well, let's go to the headsman.
Okay, we need to get involved. The man, woman who's watching, boy, girl who's watching now. It's right there on your screen. The number to send your message to, or the number to call. You find it will be up on your screen as we speak. When you send your message, try as much as you can to keep it short and simple. If you call in also to speak with Nelson, you have a question, you have a suggestion of how or what government can do to actually see that Boko Haram is expunged or decimated totally in Nigeria. That number is right there. You can get to call the number or send your messages to that WhatsApp line. You were going
straight to the headsman. Yeah. We had Boko Haram, we had Fulani headsmen. So yes, because that's what they were called.
I will try as much as we can not to label them.
But every other week we had headsmen attacking, communities, farming communities, especially in Makadi, especially in Benue. And I had this particular, incident where they attacked 21 headsmen, whom the Major General then in Benue State said were killed, and that these headsmen had sophisticated weapons. It was as much as, it was saying that during the firefight, there was actually a firefight with the headsmen, so much so that an helicopter had to intervene, an Mi-25 had to intervene.
From where?
Yes, by the police, from the army, that's from the Air Force. To intervene, they had to call in for a strike. And then they were able to help them, decimate quite a number of them. They said 6 of them escaped into Nasarawa on motorbikes. Now we're looking at different incidences right here, but this is a very striking one. We've called them headsmen. They have weapons.
I think there's a caller.
Right, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, thank you for joining us. Your name and where you calling from?
This is Mr. Austin from Montana State.
All right, sir. Quick one.
From Montana State.
We hear you loud and clear.
My contribution about what you are discussing. Boko Haram issue is not an issue where we push play on the government, because the government has done enough in putting them to a home at certain level. What they are not doing is a soft landing. It's just like a child who is passing along the street and he has a bomb. And before you know it, it detonates the bomb. Don't forget that the military are not only fighting Boko Haram, they are also protecting individuals. And you don't expect, even in the midst of war, if they see me now, they can't throw bomb in the midst of that enemy. But those enemies will throw bomb on them and make sure they kill them. So what we should be saying is for government to fortify the military, the technicality needs to also be upgraded, so that this soft landing will be able to get them one on one. You will agree with me that the military has also funded so many soft landings, even in the mosques and everywhere. We are not going towards that. Rather than looking at, the government are not doing enough, the government are not doing enough. I've never seen the kind of fund where the government will spend as much as it in making sure there is peace in the country.
All
Right.
right.
I was saying, this is talking about gun control here. I'm just worried about this, how much weapons, how could herdsmen have access to weapons?
Yes.
What's the government doing
I
about
agree
that?
with you. It's a failure of the state. And also, don't forget, there was this UN report that asserts that Nigeria has the highest number of small arms proliferation. You will go almost everywhere in Nigeria now.
have weapons
You have
flying all over.
unlicensed. You recollect a musician who pointed arms at the traffic officers in Lagos.
Yes.
So that is how bad it has become. That the people are carrying unlicensed arms and they are causing havoc here and there. So I think the government has a responsibility
All right,
to mop up these arms.
All right. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Your name,
Who's
where are you
calling?
calling from?
I'm calling from Alaska.
All right.
I just want to come to your program.
We're right here with you.
If any government has done well, that government should quit and absorb it. If the government, we should credit the government and the government has. What the government has doing in fighting Boko Haram, they will tell us the subject are technically defeated. They will give us way. But nobody just goes and said that the Boko Haram are targeting. So the military now is targeting. Let's be truthful for ourselves. This government has looked in fighting Boko Haram. There are more killings, more killings now than during government. More killings. Even if they are not supposed to them, as of yet they are dead. And they don't even become every day. That's no day you will kill it to the newspaper, to the TV television. You will not hear from it every day. The military are not even talking themselves. Trying to cover up what is the object.
All right then. Well, he's saying that he's on the other side.
Yes, it's on the other side.
So he has the freedom to his
Well, is it not peculiar to governments in Nigeria?
That-
During the last administration before the Buhari administration, it was the same. There was practically no day you would wake up without having
Without
one attack
hearing
on the
back.
other.
No, that is
So it's a failure of government,
it's a failure of the state, and also I think it's a failure of our judicial process, because a lot of us tend to take laws into our hands because of the lack of faith in the judicial system.
All right, let me quickly make something clear here. I see some people are calling the WhatsApp line. All you need to do is send your message to the WhatsApp line. Send a WhatsApp message to the WhatsApp line. The number you're to call is the one on your screen. You have it there, the one ending in 7158. There's a caller. Good morning. Good morning. But walk away from your TV set or you turn it down completely. Hello?
I'm calling from Gondo.
Let's go. Who's calling?
Yeah. I want to say this government is the people of Nigeria. The primary objective of government is to take care of the life and property of people. That's the rule. So there is no come out to tell us that there is anything that can happen in the government the people that the government.
All right. Anyway, he made his points there. When you look at the people, there's so much. People have lost hope.
Yeah.
Some people have lost hope in the government.
Yes.
And it takes me to this issue of corruption fight. Of course, most of the things we'll be talking about all points to something. That's corruption that has actually eaten deep into the fabric.
Even the fight against insurgency was made worse by corruption. Where some people start over $2.1 billion and they turned into a bazaar. They gave people money to go and pray. They gave people money to go and, to let their party support the then incumbent party in power. So the fight against corruption, the fight against insurgency is a fallout of the corruption that is bedeviling us.
So how much would you say that this administration has actually fought corruption? It came to power, riding on that particular promise that we will fight corruption, we will do this, we will do that. How far would you say that they've gone?
Oh, for me, the government has done very well with regards to the fight against corruption. In view of the fact that you must recognize that we operate a constitutional democracy. If somebody has been alleged to be corrupt, the executive or the presidency cannot just sit down and decide or make a judgment on that person. That person has to be taken to the courts, and he also has the rights. And under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, everybody is presumed innocent until the court convicts you. So, as we sit here, I recollect that EFCC gave out the statistics of getting about 312 convictions in the year 2018.
All right.
So for me, that's a good one.
Good morning. Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
We're with you. Just go ahead.
Hello.
All right. When you get through, just go ahead. But if your television set is loud, you may not be able to hear us. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
We're right here with you. Your name and where you're calling from, and you give us your comment quickly.
I want to come to the live program.
All right, sir. We're right here.
Hello.
We're right here.
Hello.
Go ahead.
No, give him a signal. Give him a signal.
Just go ahead.
Well, I just want to contribute, and I want you to know that the government of the state has tried seriously in comparison with the men of Boko Haram. Crime is a war, and crime exists all over the world. And crime, Boko Haram has become a crime in this country. And if you think any government will stop this and educate the child to rise, our problem was like this, started somewhere to that. Today, they are recruiting robbers and some of them were born. The crime robbery is still going on. We should give the way to this government, they start trying to do what they have done or that they are doing. Really, this idea of compensation that are not done enough, really, before we decide to try this work for us, being the same of this country and to fight this crime. I suggest this is going to have done reasonably well.
Thank you very much. He aligns with you. He believes the government is actually
you
done
said
well.
some people are dissatisfied, some people are disgruntled.
Yes.
Don't forget that Chief Ebenezer Obi, a music legend, sang a song that Kusogmo to Lida, Kusiwa to Sono to Fitaye long. So there's no way, no matter how, look at all that Jesus did. He healed the sick. Some people, when he healed the sick, he cured the lame, he rose the dead. He rose the dead back to life.
All right, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
We can hear you. Your name, where you calling from? We
Hello.
can hear you. We can hear you.
When you get through, you know exactly what to do. For you, if you're trying to reach out on that number that ends in 5748, it's actually the WhatsApp line. What you do is send a WhatsApp message. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome. Hello, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to the show. You can go ahead and talk.
All right, Nelson, you were saying.
So what I was saying is that when he was brought before Pilate, and Pilate said, "What has he done?" They said, "Crucify him."
Because as far as they were concerned,
so that is
no, but that was for the scriptures.
no, that is the reality. As we are sitting down here, some people are not happy. even though you have not done anything to harm them in any form. Yoruba say, "Kadiju kasun." You know.
Finish the proverb. So I like such proverbs. Kadiju kasun. I finish it.
Kawento masunkun eni.
Okay.
Pretend as if you are dead.
Pretend as if you are dead.
Yes, Kawento. You know, that is how life is. So for me,
you understand what I mean?
yeah,
I do.
Yeah, no, and for our viewers, that you know, pretend as if you are dead and see those who want to mourn. So that is life for you. So my own admonition about life is that do your best
and leave the rest. All right, there's a message here. Let's quickly look at it. Even though you didn't include your name, when you send the message, always fix your name to it. It says, "Good morning. There's little or no difference in what the failed previous administration did to combat Boko Haram and what PMB administration is doing, only that instead of the Suleja, Nyanya and other internal attacks, where we now have killer herdsmen and banditry, which is even more brutal as whole communities are being sacked. A spade is a spade." For our guests, kindly remind him that Amnesty International is an international body with standards for research and reporting. There you go.
I'm not in dispute with that, but you know, the research and the findings of Amnesty, you know, must be based on the varying environmental circumstances.
Right.
You can't say because you have conducted the research in Ghana that the same yardstick will be brought to Nigeria. You could have variations. So that's what I'm telling you, that human beings at times, you know, react based on the existing circumstances. The man as a being is very, very complex.
But is it possible? Have we seen governments in Nigeria who say, "Look, we have failed, but give us another opportunity to get it better"?
Acknowledge the fault.
Government is not about admitting failure. Government must always inspire hope. Even though I've just told you earlier on that government is.
I may not agree with you.
You might not. You don't have to.
When Bill Clinton was, you know, when he was in the eye of the world about the Monica Lewinsky issue, he came out and
that was
said,
a personal
"I am
affair.
sorry,
That was not a governmental affair."
So why were they hitting at him? Why was the government hitting at him?
That was a personal affair.
It wasn't personal.
Was it the government that slept in Monica Lewinsky?
Once you say that you are the president, your matter is in the public domain.
Oh,
yes.
That's why the issue of
your matter is in the public domain. So why did the president bring the issue of the bedroom, the living room, and the other room?
Why the president?
Why did he bring that?
Why the president brought that was that the president told you clearly.
Was it not a private affair in his bedroom?
Yeah.
In
But
his
the
living room? He brought it to the
No,
floor.
the wife came up with it, and the president told you.
The wife didn't come up with it?
The president told you humbly that, look, she's my wife. You have not elected her in any way. The votes of the Nigerian people is
so
vested in you.
whether you is what you do in your bedroom or in the living room, as long as your president is in public domain. Let me take this message. Good morning. The first responsibility of government is to protect lives, because government is to serve the people. I'm surprised that your guest trying to be dodgy on the report from Amnesty International. Amnesty International is just doing its job. They are not to dilute it. This is how their activities can pressurize erring governments to face responsibility. On Boko Haram, the government has failed woefully because the life of one citizen has equal dignity with that of the president, and more lives have been lost from 2015 to date than the period before. Second, the APC and your guests should get off the lies of saying 17 LGs were held by Boko Haram when they took over power. If that were true, it means the LGs fell to BH under PMB, as election was conducted in all 774 local governments in 2015. Thanks, Giovanni Sensa.
I'm not dodgy about I don't know where you got the information about being dodgy. I'm not dodgy about the Amnesty report. But you also are aware that this Amnesty conflict with the army did not just start
today
with this administration.
Exactly.
It has existed since the fight
but
against
many people
Boko Haram.
say it's politics.
I'd like to draw your attention to that.
I want to believe that there could be various undertones, but I don't want to subscribe to that.
Let me give you a fact. Amnesty had a report February 2017. Amnesty released another report February 2017. Why release a report, another report? There has been a report, Amnesty report this year, February. Why release another report 3 months before election or 2 months before election?
Look,
2 months before election, in the same year.
yes,
when
that is where the political
That's where
undertone comes. Don't forget.
But why will Amnesty want to play politics?
I wouldn't know. There are so many interests. This is a politicking time. So they are very interested. You don't know what is.
Are you saying that the government does not have the capacity to actually respond adequately with the same amount of research, do their own research, bring their own statistics, and respond?
You see, what I expected is what President Muhammadu Buhari did in, was it 2015 or 2016, when Amnesty released the reports indicting the military. You know, unlike in the past government then usually had a running battle with Amnesty. Yeah. And the president did what any civilized president would have done. To say, okay, Amnesty, we have seen your report. Thank you very much. We are going to investigate from our own end. And, you know, I don't know what transpired.
But that's just a matter of being reactionary.
You must
have your statistics
even as that, even if you are proactive, you cannot be a judge in your own case.
That's right.
That's not justice. You must allow people from the other side of the wall who are not, related to you in any way, to do an examination of you. That is why a lot of us send our children to school and we don't set up schools in our bedrooms.
All right.
So,
if you want to take something.
Yes, let me just say this. Well, thank you, Dr. Sam. Dr. Sam sent that one in from Bauchi, the man who said that Amnesty is actually an international body. I would like for you to keep sending to us. Let's know exactly what's happening in that region.
And it's good to know that you're watching us all the way from Bauchi.
George from Isolo says, your guest is so economical with the realities. If you don't accept Amnesty International's report, then how do you want us to believe you? The present government promised to eliminate Boko Haram in the first 3 months of inception. Yet here we are, the Boko Haram attacking military bases, and you're there defending this government. My brother, for you to compare the past government, which was voted out because of its misgovernance, is an outright acceptance of failure.
No, I'm not doing a comparison. What I'm telling you is that I'm giving you a historical fact. Right. That this, I don't know where he got that his information from. No government in the world will ever tell you is going to decimate or destroy.
But there were many promises.
There were promises, but no government. Or can you please bring the fact, substantiate it that no, they promised to get the Chibok girls back, but they didn't give you a time frame. Did they? No government will give you a time frame because of what the fight against Boko Haram has become. You see, one mistake our people tend to make is that they don't want to be realistic. They believe government is an angel that knows everything. Government is working based on people's intelligence, and until they have that fact, okay, the government is all knowing. How about a time in our political life where a bunch of criminals dupe the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
Right,
does it speak good of us? That tells you that the people in government are also human beings, that they have failures, that they could, exhibit. So what we are saying in essence is that, look, this fight against the government promised to combat Boko Haram, and our responsibility is that, look, what the government has promised us, the government is yet to fulfill it holistically.
No, but the government came out to say, look, we have fulfilled all our promises. It's been in the dailies.
What the government is telling you in this, from my own understanding, it could be different from yours. The government has not told you that, look, we'll wipe out Boko Haram. It's just like for your government to come out now and say, we'll wipe out armed robbery. It's not, no government in the world. Or we'll wipe out stealing. No government in the world can say that.
Let's say this will be our last caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We're good. Who's calling?
Good morning. How are you?
We're fine, thank you. Where are you calling from and your name, please?
My name is Abdullah.
Okay.
I'm calling from
Let's go.
Okay. My man over there, I like you so much. I'm telling the truth. But government in Nigeria, we don't like you. And we are always a foolish people. When we see and realize our government is doing something for us, and fighting with the Boko we don't want to do it. It's just because God always rules every student. And that's why many of us, we hear this politicians that are killing our bodies, we follow them. Even to be great, we don't try. Even our own family because of poverty. But one day, I know we will always know the truth. Because the truth will be best for us in Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much.
That will be the last call this morning. Nelson, as we round off, how do you think that the government can truly deliver good governance to Nigeria? That's what I'm looking at as we step into 2019.
Well, I think the issues before the Nigerian people are very, very clear.
Right.
We have the issues of infrastructural deficits. We have the issues of poverty. We have the issues of insecurity. That is why, as a Nigerian, I was very, very happy when I heard that the military, the Nigerian is embarking on another Operation Python Dance. Because the responsibility of government is to, the primary responsibility of any government is to protect life and property.
But a lot of people say that is political anyway.
No, it's not. Well, they are entitled to their opinion. But as we speak, the government in power that has the institutions of government at hand, and that responsibility says she's going to perform that responsibility. Whether you like, call it political or religious, that is your cup of tea. The responsibility for protection of lives and property is that of the government.
My cup of tea.
Yeah, is that of the government. So for me, the issues are very, very clear. One should just, as citizens, we must continually speak up.
Right.
We must also encourage those at the aim of our affairs to, at every point in time, create mechanism for feeling the pulse of the people, for feeling their policies, such that where there are errors, they themselves can make amends even before we, the citizenry, who are the supposed beneficiaries, also make our own known. Don't forget, human beings are Oliver Twist.
Yeah.
If you give us X, Y now, in the next 3 months, some people will be asking for Z and above.
All right.
So it is not out of place.
We need to we need to go. Not to worry. Someone's still calling the lines. Not to worry. We'll get to talk more about this as the week progresses. As it well. Of course, you know we're entering into, this is the election year we're stepping into. We'll get to talk more about governance and all that. I hope that you have your PVC. You know that's the only thing that you need to make the change that Nigeria truly desires. You want to keep one man in office, that card will help you do that. You want to kick someone out of office and bring in someone else, that card will help you do that. My name is Ife Onyebule. Remember what leadership is about. You've been called to serve, and if you're not able to provide the service for which you were employed, it's best for you to just walk away. We're back again tomorrow, the 1st of January. God willing, we'll be doing this with you. Tommy Singh, it's been a great show.
It's been a great show.
It's been
a great year and a good way to end 2018.
Exactly.
We're glad that you joined us on Bumper Breakfast, the last edition for 2018. I will see you bright and early in 2019. Nelson, thank you so much
Happy New Year
for coming.
to Nigerians.
Thank you for coming. We wish you well.
All right, have a beautiful day, people. See you again tomorrow, bright and early.
Bye.